Today is the day that Napoli make their Champions League return away at Manchester City. And it's quite interesting what Antonio Conte has had to say, not only on the eve of the game, but also in recent weeks, ever since the Champions League draw was made. He keeps talking about this idea that Napoli need to go as willing students to learn from the masters in Europe. Andiamo da buoni alunni, da bravi alunni ad imparare dai grandi maestri. And it's quite interesting this because Conte is leaning into the notion that he's been a relative failure in European football compared with all of those domestic titles he's hoovered up in Italy and in England as well with Chelsea in his first season. Lest we forget, he won the Premier League in 2016-17. That was his first season and Guardiola's first season as well. And the pair are up against one another this evening. Guardiola is one of these maestri, one of the masters that has won the Champions League 3 times, twice with Barcelona and once with Manchester City. Another coach that has lifted this trophy is Luis Enrique, in charge of Paris Saint-Germain, the holders. Won it with the French club last season and won it with Barcelona as well. But beyond that, since the departure of Carlo Ancelotti from Real Madrid, he's now coaching Brazil, there aren't too many that have been there and done it. There is the returning Jose Mourinho at Benfica, a 2-time winner with Porto and Inter. But interesting that Conte is now embracing this notion that he's been a failure at European level, but I think he's slightly disingenuous with it. To use a Neapolitan expression, albeit in the Italian form, he's schiattato in corpo. It's eating him up inside. I think there's a lot of things he'll eventually want to get off his chest if and when he can succeed in Europe this season. What does success look like? Remains to be seen. Furthest he's got in the Champions League was the quarterfinals, the same stage that Napoli reached in 2023. So we shall see whether Conte can indeed go a little bit further in this season's Champions League.